can Gen.G ask enough questions?
Right.
Can they
We
get
got
enough
GenG on
initiative?
attack. We got
Frankly, against
DFM
DRX,
on
they could not,
defense.
especially once they went over the defensive side. So we'll
And
see how many rounds
DFM's map, and they've been pretty good on this map.
A bit more comfortable when
They're definitely pretty good on this map. GenG go for the spam A comp, or at least spam side hits comp.
Really just kind of like DRX bypassing or ignoring Foxy 9. So
But what else is there to do on this map?
But right now it's GenG on the attack, and they are happy to hold.
A fast push out, though, from DFM, and this is one of the big differences, right? Going out forward to have a bit more information on A main and have the ability to maybe get a cheeky kill before you call for rotates or anything like that.
Yeah, they get info over towards middle.
Well. So Art,
they
he's
got
in a
early
dicey
info on
situation,
A, and I mean,
should
Art
be
is
able to pick
committed.
up on a couple more cues,
He has to
so
do a
Gen.G
lot
are
on
gonna
this
cut
pistol.
down. They know they've given up this entire space before. They should check this corner.
Slow walk against him. Karen setting up for smoke.
Okay, he gets a 50-50 Joe.
Fake into B, but there it is, and instantly swings out. Texture went down though, so that is a little bit of firepower lost.
Yeah, but with someone so far ahead, Gen.G feeling relatively safe to go ahead with their own recon as well, and that's going to be a bit more valuable in the post plant than the Jet. May takes a big hit as well, so Gen.G's post plant looking pretty solid. They already cleared somewhat of the flank on mid as well. You still have the tripwire live from Foxy 9.
Sheriff picked up as well. Paranoia in towards back to spawn, and of course the rest of the team to watch back into heaven. That's May down. Quite a bit of value already for Gen.G. Karen with another peek out, another player down, and this time it's going to be Jen alongside Foxy 9, who's continuing to hold the angle. Final shot through. Karen gets
pretty
it.
convincing.
It's Gen.G with the pistol.
Yeah, the sheriffs.
Yeah, setting up
the
the two
GenG
youngsters
sheriffs
on their squad
do it
to
again.
help finish the job here on the pistol. The setup
Well,
already
no, we'll
was
keep
great.
track of it.
You know, you sacrifice texture, that's unfortunate, but it's the pistol.
Didn't really like the DFM pistol too much.
You have your Sova alive, and you know that it should be relatively safe. Just one recon in the back, a smoke
like a
on the site,
solo setup aggro towards A.
Starting things off hot.
Committed.
I really feel that Karen
in
has
what
to start
most
to
people
step
call
in
the
to
one
fill
and
bigger
done.
shoes for this squad if they want to continue to carry on some of the same theory.
It looked like they heavy thought they were going to go middle, but the comp can't really go
Surely.
middle too much.
Gonna give him a bit of a boost for the rest of the map right now, especially for Abyss, where Gen.G doesn't have the greatest track record, but earlier on, you know, it was that dicey position.
Dude, look
for
at this
Art.
buy
Gen.G
though.
read it. They knew how to play against it. This time with the guns playing a little bit more conservative. May with the eager peek.
They're allowed 4
does
deaths.
find a little bit of info.
Obviously, they want to have 4
Gen.G has
deaths,
decent
but
information now. They already stepped into B site, and they just noticed different pieces of utility plus the Jet. So there's multiple members on A. Even if it's not a full 5 stack, it is a heavier stack onto that side. The spike slowly being transported over. Texture just holding to make sure that there's not a counter push out from the B side.
And Texture is the one with a rifle. So I've noticed this a little bit now. Gen.G have been coming in with
I think a team with a non-fragging IGL can survive in this current meta. It's a little bit harder with Teo, because I would say IGLing becomes a little bit easier with Teo.
Right now,
but I think so. I don't think this format. I don't think this format with a new agent is great for it though.
Back up to almost half effective health. But that should give them the signal. That mid's been taken over. It's going to be a surround, and now they look to potentially push even further out of the B site if need be. Everybody's on site, looking to get prepared to push out towards the stairs, towards those heaven entryways.
Early 0 point as well, so they kind of know that at least Akami should be nearby. Foxy 9 still holding the angle, but not quite landing the shot with the Marshall. A little bit of a, okay, not even really a tag. May on the other side as well. The rest of the team continuing to push up front now.
This is the only gun though.
Offensive
this is the person I have to watch out for.
Yeah, Texture had to watch out, but that's a nice clean second shot, third on the round as well. So that should secure the round.
Alright, and like we said, they're allowed 5 deaths. Sorry, they're allowed 4 deaths, and
nothing lost. He's purposely even going to go the other way, just leaving it up to the 2 other members with sheriffs to finish off the job. And the round secured, rifle carried over.
They saved the
one of the things that this allows Gen.G to do is then buy up to match on that bonus round. So a bit of a variation from the old FPX buys with the 3 rifles, and now just saying, hey, well, we'll just match buy for buy. It's really not a bonus anymore.
Just a standard round.
Yeah, straight buy for buy.
Hopefully, you know, being able to get those rounds under their belt as well. There's a very good chance for it for sure, and that's what this round is all
team's
about.
force against Gen.G.
They had Texture
Whoa.
leading the charge, or at least holding the position.
That is an early timeout.
The call in.
It's attack, right? Or attack? No, it is attack. Okay, I was gonna say.
Teams would have been a little crazy.
I thought normally there's the red.
The eco round.
Teams could start buying a bit against Gen.G if they do this consistently from the second round, yeah. Problem is, like, the force on defense is never great, but I do think, like,
hopefully. I see that
like a solo Baki or something.
So actually not yet.
Solo Baki could be alright.
Relay it over and then confirm and make sure everything's working.
Like maybe just a real small investment.
Sure, it takes a couple extra steps, but we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see what teams want to do. We'll see if it's also consistent. I think it might have been consistent. I've definitely seen them do the spy already.
Pistol round working out. Gen.G being wary of that push out from Art, but that is something that both teams will have to do. It's either that or really having just impeccable timing rotations on that util, right? Whether it's the KO.
What was the reason for the 6-hour tech pause? Mate, I have no idea. Because I think it was just Rossi's PC, but how it takes 6 hours to change a PC, I'll never know.
Before the final strike happens when you're on the defense. So the defending teams will sometimes
audio issues. Yeah, that's what we got the whole time. When was that? That was last year. It was first game of last year. T1 against.
There's that full buy right now.
Bleed.
All right. Still, actually still keeping some light shields in their sides and regen shields as well for Gen.G.
Yeah, so not double dipping into the armor, but they'll make sure that they buy and then they can buy again the next round as well. So Gen.G. Really
6 hours. Did they go and buy a new one? I mean, they should have had backups, but honestly, they might have gone and bought a new whole PC. You might have actually sussed it.
On the other side, but there is that little march up in towards A.
Art holding another off angle again, all on his own. Now he does this a lot when he has the Odin, but
even if he went and bought one, I think he would do that in under 6 hours as well. Oh, the smoke came just in time to block the flash. Yeoman's done incredible. Next duel.
And this might be the round where he starts to wake up for the team. 3 on the board.
Karen off to the other fences as well. Akame trying to hold his best. Gets the spike down. Yeoman gun down as well. It's just Foxy9.
When he's got that snappy aim, it looks incredible. No matter what, it's incredible damage for Gen.G. But obviously a win's a win.
Distracted on the spike side, and Gen.G will get their bonus round, leading 3-0.
Yeah, with the light shields finding so much economical value right now, they're carrying everything forward into the next rounds. And the next rounds where they'll keep on buying up. DFM, they had a good little hold. Art bought a little bit of time for Gen to come back in, but Yeoman just shuts everything down.
Yeah, that jiggle peek against Gian was so good because Gian was just waiting for them to step out of the smoke, but he gets caught off guard. And Foxy9 left down to the 1v1.
It's a great start. Outlaw. Outlaw comes out to farm. And the good news for Gen.G,
and they are just gonna get
other than
skewered by
that, is the fact that like everyone's so close to an ult.
And that should
they
be
might get like all of these
ults
ults online in the next round potentially, or the you would imagine the round after. Let's see, because they still got orbs. They still got a plant. They still got 3. Okay, so that's 1 ult.
But Texture takes advantage of that. Karen now
and then that's 1 away from another, so it's gonna be a plant with KO.
That's the second player down. Charlotte steps into heaven. Oh, Jen's right around the corner.
Yeah, Gen will get 1, but no weapon recovery quite available, so he'll just wait, see if he can maybe creep around, get maybe 1 or 2 more kills. But they aren't going to find out. Oh, does he turn around? Texture, he's ready for it, but he's just waiting. He wants to try to push out. Aside from that, and he eventually says, well, if he's not in heaven, where is he gone? Turns around, and that's a 4K for Texture right at home.
And of course,
I'm Prodigy. I'm looking at both chats. You reckon everyone? Impressive.
As long as he gets
you kind of
flick,
right? You flick shotted the guy on YouTube and then you insta one-tap the guy on Twitch. It was fast, bro. I saw that. That was crazy.
Rifles picked up Blade Storm at the ready as well, and DFM not quite finding the answer just yet.
Texture's happy. I mean, this time it wasn't like he was nearly getting the ace, just finishing the job on
He's got the chat mechanics down. He really does. It was really fast, I'm telling you. There was like not even a second between the delete on the 2 different chats. Okay. Big buy round, like we said, we're gonna have ults up. It was a legit transfer.
The desk talked about Jinbung's ability to weave in and out, dance around that site for DFM. But this time, the hold far out. It's really more about
chat warm up.
keeping that operator
He's used his aim labs before. Okay, KO all gets popped out, and Astra's out in the open here. You would imagine Astra's dead. No one to shoot the recon as well. Did they just leave him on an island?
Quite the range. Pulls out the blades, and
What a
Munchkin will
shot.
find the kill alongside Foxy9. May still holding the angle far back. A little bit of a hop up from Texture.
I don't know how the shot didn't hit though.
The spike planted now on
Did it go to the right?
DFM might have to consider a save right away. I mean, you still have that operator in hand. You don't have much other util to really set up. You don't have a good line of scrimmage. Yeah, you have to back out because you've already been spotted up in heaven. And that is devastating. Because despite Jinbeng being spotted and dropping down, making it look like, trying to draw all the util towards him onto the site itself.
The chat, this A-hold just didn't make sense to me, right? You got one committed, he was basically here. You got one in heaven, and you play against the server, and the most common server recon literally goes like this, right? So what's this guy meant to do? Meant to shoot the recon while people are running at him, and he's probably getting... He's been KO'd, so he can't do anything. Like normally the person here's in charge of shooting the recon. This guy was late because he's watching middle. This whole B setup just doesn't make sense.
Another thing that he did mention,
Sorry, this whole B setup. I said A earlier. This whole B hold just doesn't make sense.
They're not going to change their composition around too much.
Okay, it's a good timeout. That B, they can't hold B like that. They'll lose every round.
Execute together as a whole team in that round, and that's ultimately what broke things apart. So next round coming up now, it's going to be the timeout for DFM to really look for an answer
in the Opus 2 defensive.
GenG has asked.
Absolutely, and I'm with Pilsky
he
on
gets
this
smoked
one.
off. Yeah, I don't think it was ideal the setup. I would have been fine with the op being heaven if the other guy wasn't committed on site and he was in the pose to shoot the recon. Then maybe he can pop dash, go through, and take the shot. But also against a KO, against a KO, I don't know if you should be playing committed anyway. Anyone.
But you can't really.
And he's never going to be able to pop his dash because of the KO.
Differently from Paper X. It's always going to be
there was definitely a lack of forward over towards B, I guess is what I'm saying.
It might not be as clean as last year, but the fundamentals don't change. The idea doesn't change. And DFM, this is going to be the true challenge. If they can overcome that, then you're really evolving as a team with that teamwork, coming across another finish line to level up once more. But just battling, other people who have great aim, but
Bangkok
perhaps
teams?
not
I'm not
always
sure.
there as a team.
Pacific's hard to call.
That may not be enough to topple the likes of Gen.G.
You would probably lean towards T1,
true to what we're seeing for now, but we'll see if this
T1 DRX, I guess at the moment, but I don't know. I don't ever want to count Gen.G out.
The as well. Right now, a little bit of an aggressive angle in towards A main, doesn't spot anything out. Gen.G straight down mid.
And then Americas, I think it's going to be Sentinels G2, unless something crazy happens.
They hear it. They know it's trapped. May, you don't have anywhere to go.
EMEA, I think it's Heretics Vitality.
They need to find a way out, but there is no exit. It's just Akame fighting for his life on the side, and
nice
that
shots.
he will do. Not only keeping himself alive,
but this was much better over towards B. Like they play together.
Already a 4v2.
Even though Akame is just straight up aimbot on everyone.
Just to try to work their way around.
His aim on the A retake looked really good as well.
Pushing in,
he's looking good today.
Re-smoked.
Yeah, Munchkin just waiting to see if anyone's going to clear that. A nice timing from Akame. They know where one is. There's a good paranoia. See if there's a reaction. Yeoman actually gets a nice pick.
Just because I complimented him.
They got to reconsider. Art's going back.
Please play together. Just confidence swing.
But now they hear both goes.
Confidence swing. Guys, please, confidence. Show me some confidence. Guys, you got to give me some kind of confidence. That is the most scared players I've ever seen.
Making it 6-0.
Where's the confidence? No, he's spot on.
They had the numbers.
They can't play like that.
Just playing it safe. Found the isolated duels against them. The advantage completely thrown out to the sides because DFM weren't quite sure if Gen.G were still aggressing back into the site. They started to move, they started to buckle, and that was the go signal for Munchkin to start picking them off.
I almost fear for the rest of this half from DFM, because when you start having some lack of confidence and then you lose a round like that, it can really topple your mental game absolutely down to the ground.
Yeah.
But so far, trying to stick together, trying to regroup. DFM, they've shown such good games here on this map. They need to be able to stabilize here on this round.
It's all those little second thoughts, second guesses when you start to think too much about your own decisions, but that's when you really got to just hunker down, calm yourselves down, you know, take in those little wins that you get and find that confidence back in slowly, bit by bit. Hopefully they'll be able to do just that with Mei right up around the stairs now. Karin, though, quick to smoke it off. Maybe looking to push on through with the null command now, and there it is, Mei with the first opening frag, now continuing to launch the onslaught alongside Gen and the rest of the team. Akame, gunned down, able to pick him back up.
No?
Art in with the Hunter Sphere as well, just to toss in a little bit of distraction, but unfortunately Texture holding on true with the outlaw. Jinbung swings around the side.
No, he has a
the
smoke,
Sheriff,
okay.
and we'll be able to find a little bit of attention.
Okay, they got half.
Munchkin swings back though. Yeoman in with his own
Insta-half.
continuing to send through
Okay,
the beam,
very,
but
very
Jin
nice.
sticks the defuse all the way
Yeah,
through.
there was too many
DFM,
people playing
they
offside
take
against
the
the KO.
round. Akame takes
Okay,
more
they're on
kills
the
as
board.
well.
Let's see what they got.
They got
a double armor rebuy, and then three people have to rebuy.
But hey, no matter when you get it, as long as you get it,
they're
you're
on the
able
board,
to
so
continue.
that matters.
Because now they finally get one on the board. Mei spraying through as well. Akame, once again, he's honestly really started to turn into this point man for this team. Really being the one who leads by example. Even if he doesn't always get all the frags, he's the one who's out there getting information, getting the position.
The money's not as bad as I thought. There's only one person that can't buy next. Jinbung could, because he could
actually go through
just get light armor, the Guardian maybe.
Dodging the 0 point. Mei will keep himself up.
Yeah, they have no idea Mei is
only the KO, so making it look like there's been no
okay, maybe they're really aware.
Akame doesn't have the trade angle either. Gen.G, they now know that the A site has gotten a bit weaker, but they will hold, trying to see if there's a rotation over. Art, the jump peak is spotted, so you know there's at least one watching mid, but that means one probably still on B.
No, they were super aware that they could dodge the knife.
So it's going to take some time, so Gen.G is going to peek the weaker side of A.
At least, though, DFM will have their stars up around the sides, and maybe a chance for Akame to really fend things off.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at the quick
Yeah, that's pretty much the you know, on Ascent where you dash to back a site. It's similar. Smoke up the top for the updraft. That was awesome.
And then just pushing all the way towards backside as
well.
Who
else used to do that? Oxy. There we go.
This is what you see when you look at a team like Gen.G. They may not be at the very, very top like they were in the middle of the year last year.
I mean, you were fast
but
with
you
that,
consider the caliber of the players. You consider the caliber of the coaching staff, and they are going to have plays down to the T. They're going to make sure that everything is covered. All right, we take a couple hits in the first couple rounds. It's all right. We still got backup plans. And now DFM, they're going to have to dig even deeper into all the prep they have done to try to figure out this map.
It's the map that they've played so much already. But it is Gen.G after all. So much of it, so many of their movements, everything already drilled. They
save
even
guns
know
as
where
well.
the final players possibly could be hiding and time those peaks to perfection.
I mean, Desp will probably be waking up around now.
Into the next round, DFM will have to buy back up, but not truly in
it's 500 ads.
Yeah, and it looks like it might be another timeout. I was wondering, because right now, if you don't call the timeout, I think the half just ends, right? I don't think you're getting another round, just given how the players are playing. There seems to be a lot more kind of panic and running scared, not ready for it. You're trying to hold positions, but you don't have the confidence to really take the fight.
Pause.
Okay, it's a tech pause.
I think they're going to force
We'll see if there is a timeout afterwards or not. But for now, it does look like
maybe it doesn't suit how they play.
Player gear again that they'll need to double check here, this time on Art's side.
Could be whatever it is. I mean, it always is like the tiniest.
I think T1 or DRX are making finals. From what we've just seen gameplay-wise, you would go with DRX.
Crucial to have everything
but
set up.
I don't know. In terms of,
hopefully get
I don't know. I just can't. For some reason, I can't.
Players don't want nothing more than to get back into the
say
game,
that T1 aren't going to do it.
Looks like a little nod and a confirmation.
I just believe in T1.
And we should.
But I think in terms of what we've seen at the moment, DRX are playing better.
To continue the match. Still waits to be seen. The second timeout is going to be used. It's always
Meteor's going to Meteor. It probably is that.
If you don't do
I think that's why I find it hard to go for
unless your
DRX.
players are able to turn around this round,
yeah,
this half is already looking like you are going to be way far back on the back foot.
I hear you, because you don't want to go into that second half with like a 10-2, like, ugh, you know?
I mean, I don't know if it's even going to get to a 10-2. That's my concern.
Oh.
No, honestly, you look at the way that DFM is playing, they have these setups in the very beginning of the round, but then they start to get scared, and then one person's trying to
talk
anchor
during
down,
tech
but they're
pause?
not
No,
ready
no,
for
no.
multiple fights like sometimes they would be, and then they just lock up, and then you're already down in numbers. The round's already gone out of your hands.
It is a very true consideration that we're thinking about right now, but at the very least, no timeouts. It's going to be Mei holding the angle out towards A main, taking a lot of damage already.
And Gen.G, what they're doing is simply, okay, the only thing we need to worry about are these cheeky angles, right? Holding right off around the box. Maybe it's something like a judge or a shorty. Maybe you're holding an off angle. We just need to check for that, and then we're also letting you know, hey, you like to push out to get that A space? Well, we're going to deny it. This time a good response, pushing out of mid at the very least, but they've tried this before too, and Foxy9 has gotten inklings of it. And so right now, with 4 members already here for the execute, Foxy9.
Well, I feel like we've been here before. One isolated on B side against a KO.
On the site, catches sight of Jinbo, can't land on his feet, and that is just a slice and dice through the site.
I mean, it's just an eco. It's not too bad.
Oh, God.
I still, the B hold is killing me a little
right
bit.
Around the corner, but he's just on the classic, so looking for whatever he can get. Gen.G, you know, they have everything surrounded, everything locked down. Art for a bit of a jump peek, but nothing's found either.
Yeah, just trying to set up for a recon here for Mei, but that should be pretty telling. Foxy9 a little bit late to swivel onto that, but either way, they will
looking
both
rough.
survive.
It's looking really rough, yeah. There's a buy round and there's still potential for like 8-4, but
he is the OG rookie
I
controller.
would just be so confident spamming B hits at the
run
moment
for
with
his
what's going
life.
on.
See if he can even make it out. Honestly, you might want to consider dropping and floating through one of these gaps just to see if they find you or not, because they're here. And that should be a drop down, and they find him. No weapons carried over. The one hero rifle also dropped.
2 full loss bonus sitting at 3-6. I mean, he can still buy light armor. It's
no
fine.
chance for me whatsoever. Maybe at least to find 1 kill. But,
Should they stack? They just need to play together right side of site.
I mean,
Or
tried this
or
setup,
full commit on site, or have early info with the
closer
jet.
towards B main, and hoping that he would be able to
They can't do the whole 1-1
even when that
on
all
B
goes down
site.
south, it's just so tough to fight against Gen.G like that.
Okay,
You
and they kind of
really
go for
need to
both.
find, you know,
Go
a bit of a
3
pause
plus
button
on the
or
stack,
something for DFM, some kind of an
and
answer,
they have the jet here.
or at least just to, you know, not worry too much about the
Okay,
mental
knife
side
goes
of
over
things.
towards
Just
deep B. They
try
don't see anyone, so they want to reclear over towards A
find
because obviously they had
angle
flash, recon, and deep
Yeah,
knife.
so we just
That gets
saw
the drone out of them
0
to
point
re-clear
onto
the
B,
pressure at
trying
middle.
to
They
potentially
have a
go
deep
for
smoke,
full
so
rotate over to A.
they can clear
They have
everywhere.
chosen against
This
it, which I'm
drone
happy
doesn't
about,
clear
because
this
that's what we
corner
saw
though,
Gen.G
so they're not
do
going to be
against DRX, and
fully
it didn't work
confident
out
that
quite
someone
very
hasn't
well.
timed them in a little bit.
But now, just holding a default, going all the way, long way around, all the way over to A. Mei should arrive just in time. Art, the importance here is to stay alive rather than trying to get a kill. Because if you can do that, you can start to take
Sonia,
more
good
space,
morning.
perhaps
Oh,
in
hello.
mid, perhaps in B. Just get a little bit more information.
Yeah,
Did DFM have a chance to recover? Yeah, they do, but...
I mean, they're not fully committing into it.
And the good news is the B hold is less committed.
Down to 50 seconds. They saw, I think, the recon as well from the Shadows TP play as well, and that's a little bit of an attempt to gather info, but okay, Art starts it off with a kill.
Yeah, Paranoia to keep them delayed as well. There's still 3 members here. You only tag 1 close. There's the fragment, but he's still hiding in the smoke.
Really nice,
you don't
dude.
find him. Art's still alive. He gets 2-3 on the board for the round. GN now holding in the back, but it's with Mei this time. He is not alone. And Yeoman stranded on the site. He's gotten quite a few kills, but it won't be enough for this round.
Dude, got a little bit close.
This
was much better from DFM as well. Like, they insta-cleared the pressure over towards middle. Evia stacks over towards the site, over towards B. We're playing off so we can retake it. They want to fight towards A, retake B.
And Gen.G tried their darndest to really bait a lot of that out.
They need 4? Yeah, they probably need 4. You can do 3 in a pistol still. Like, it's a very attack-sided map. Like, it's not over. It's just rough situation.
DFM, if they can get to 4.
But this was a much better play from them.
Doable, obviously,
I also like the 3-person start early info.
We've seen exactly how DRX was able to dissect Gen.G's defense. Maybe DFM, they can take a page out of that book, but they have to get there first with enough rounds on the board.
Okay, Gen.G save a good amount. Nice. This is back-to-back fast kills for them also.
Now that's going to slow down Gen.G. This time, the jet being gone means a lot, as they just aren't able to power through with the firepower and the util left on the other side.
So
or did they lose their entry?
Really hold that down.
This is a good call from Gen.G though.
Protect Art as he tries to
because you would imagine they are playing
off
site with what's been going on, so you don't need the dash to actually get through
Jinbong as well on towards the B side, trying to block off as much as possible. But Gen.G, they're getting within range and they're ready to explode.
They conditioned to play off site.
Straight in.
Jinbong, he's going to try to hide out. Akame's trying to protect him for as long as possible, but they can't both die here. Jinbong will only trade for one, but sight given over again. Even stairs, you have to re-clear.
What an important duel this is.
He goes for the line swing. Welcome to
committed pop and swing.
And he shuts the retake down. Paranoia goes out for even further delay. The drone tags May. You know both members are here. Yo Man needs to collaborate on a timing, and there is another bait and switch, this time with Munchkin. It all comes down to May. He wants another round. They need every round they can get. 1v2. May, the swing out, and Yeoman is on point
no,
today.
he is firing.
Quickly respecting the fact
really
that it is
firing.
May, but because it's these last two
DFM
players, they do so
win
much
win
to
one
try
again,
to throw
lose
him
the next, money's in the bin.
With the tells, the TP from Karen really
this is a good call from Gen.G though as well. They've just conditioned him to not play over towards site. This recon on B is getting too much value.
It's
been like the whole story over towards B.
To May's peak. So darn well played, and it's just Gen.G up to 9-2 right now.
It just
pulled out
cleared all of this again. They don't have to worry about everywhere. Everyone's pre-aims here, smoke heaven.
Sure that he can wait for a push out. It is that last round and a half. You know DFM is going to get antsy. So he's waiting all the way far out of A main. Meanwhile, during that, the pressure onto mid. Gen.G looking so much
What's the
more
difference
fluid
between a
pop
and swing and a something swing? Something will do this. He'll commit to a pop and swing. Like this is a pop and swing, right? You go wide and then you stop and then you shoot. I don't know how something does this consistently, but he'll like double back on himself and then he'll like side. He adds an extra sidestep to the left. He like bounces off a wall or something and then commits out. It's really weird.
You have to make sure that you're ready to play for the retake. You have the Cosmic Divide. You can't go over the risks here. Akame stays alive for now. Jinbong tries to trade off of it. All right, you get the kills. You're staying alive. Jinbong dances. Barely gets nicked right on the angle by the Hunter's
Dude, he's 11-3.
40 seconds with the Cosmic Divide up as well. That's when Gen.G really calls for that full rotation.
He'll walk back 2 steps. Yeah, he does a little. He goes back on himself slightly.
Art hears Yeoman up by the top of mid as well, but okay, gun down. Jin makes it a safe trade. 2-on-1 against May. What's going to happen?
May, he needs to land the first shot. He finds it, not quite able to get the kill. Texture gets by with the Bladestorm, tries to position on top of the site. Spike not planted just yet, but now it all comes down to Munchkin.
Three in the Mosswind pistol.
He would love to get at least one more kill.
I mean, with time, he shouldn't be able to win this.
Yeah.
Okay.
DFM
that was impressive from Gen.G, but DFM. Oh man, their B hold really let him down.
Well, but because it's 3 targets, just a little bit overwhelming. But
he got a little bit better after the timeouts, but
not too bad towards the end of it all. They played it safe.
They just gave him a free kill on site every time. No one shot this recon.
Just had this nice little key piece of utility. He notes that Gen.G has been setting themselves up really close to site, especially around the smokes, and that's why he throws that little fragment down. Makes use of it to actually peek into it and finds, I think it was maybe Karen inside of the smoke. So all of that just to give them some tiny advantages and forcing Gen.G off the site. Good little plays, and hopefully this gives them a little bit more confidence, especially when they're playing on their attacking half where...
Damn, a lot of timeouts on YouTube. When did Twitch become the most well-behaved?
A lot better on this side.
Is everyone flaming on YouTube?
Can really muster everything they have, as it is going to be a long way out. DFM fans here, just hoping to see them in the studio another day next week. I mean, as the Death said, it's refreshing to be able to see them this deep in the bracket, to be able to cheer for them to reach another new peak, rather than just scraping together a win here and there, but really setting new heights.
Everyone Toxic's already been banned.
It would mean a lot, not just for the players,
right,
but for the entire community watching over from Japan. And boy, would it mean a ton to take down the 2 Pacific holders from last year. And
the Japan viewers, Japan viewers are normally crazy respectful.
Such a big statement for all of Japanese Valorant. If Talon was, Southeast Asia's last hope, or is Southeast Asia's last hope, DFM is the last hope for Japan.
Damn, dude.
Starting things off on the second half on the attacking side.
DFM looking to pressure mid. It's going to be an equal push out from Gen.G. And just hiding away with that smoke, purposely keeping it low so it's not spotted easily. There's just not enough members from DFM.
I mean, they
here.
got the most
fight,
perfect pistol. Yeah, they have the most perfect setup for a push. And the pistol that they needed, it's on the board. Let's see what they got. Let's see if they can snowball this as well.
The shots connecting as well.
Do they want to try give May the plant? Yeah, they do. And they get up the orb as well. So orb for May, 4, plant 5, 3 away.
Yeah, get away with a kill or 2, find the alt orbs, maybe try not to give too much away to
maybe the betas from Twitch have gone over to the YouTube chat. It might be that. I think it's maybe just new rules as well.
A little bit as well,
YouTube
it seems, but he is just
stream hasn't been
forward. If he can get a kill, like you said, he'll get a point or 2 towards that null command, but if not, happy to go down to the spike.
DFM though,
a chance? It's a good chance,
they note
yeah.
their numbers advantage, and they're playing it tight. They're pushing all the way into defender side spawn. They spot nothing, so they kind of know. Maybe he's mid. Maybe he's coming all the way back through attacker spawn. Oh,
did Gen.G win fast pistol? Yeah, they did. It's 1-1 for pistols.
Get caught out right there near the end, and DFM says that's fine. We'll be able to save our lives going over. May just wondering if it's going to re-peek back out to mid, but Munchkin goes down to the spike. DFM now up to their 4th round with a couple strong pistols as well. So curious to see if they all buy up or not.
Looks like they most
like we said, 1-1 for the pistols, and no joke, they had the most perfect pistol for what was going on in terms of the full pass and mid push.
This is the side that also Gen.G did struggle with against DRX though. I mean, they ended their defensive half only with 3-round wins against DRX.
Well, see if DFM, they're going to set up for mid once again. Just a scouting over by A. Oh, a deep smoke out with the recon as well, but it tags all 3, so that's a lot of information from Akame. Tries to spam against Yoltor, but they'll happily give that up.
Yeah, Marshall shot fired off as well, so they're kind of aware, not wanting to challenge it too much. None of them have shields after all, so Gen.G playing it safe back towards the A site.
They're allowed 2 deaths.
Holding inside of B link as well, while DFM
allowed 2 deaths. We got a sheriff. So
after
the Marshal, if they wanted to buy it, you know for sure there's going to be 2 people that are 1 shot.
See if they can find a timing. Jinbun gets a sniff of it. Something tells him something is off.
Is the mid box one way good? It's good for like here holding this.
A smoke, but obviously that's a fake. Gen.G knows that now. So the 2 members on A side, do they play close or do they try to play for their lives? Looks like they're just going to
spread the fight out. I think they tried to bait it out. Either they baited it out or missed it, or they did it high to swing.
Jinbun still very much within range of footsteps, so it's going to have to be quite careful. The rest is the Gen.G just trying to hold as much as possible.
I was going to say,
looking for maybe some kind of attack through the recon.
They've only seen one, so
will be able to evade it and get close enough to get the spike down. Akame in with the first Marshall shot towards the back.
Hit him on the head with a knife.
Just clean shots from Akame. I was wondering maybe they need to start pushing back.
That's nice to get closer to the KO.
Spawn, but Akame lands the first shots, and it's okay if
should do 1 damage. It should at least do a little bit of damage. It's a knife.
Ends like this, a very, very clean anti-eco with all of their upgrades being carried over. 3 rifles and a Marshal in hand.
That could be really effective for the upcoming rounds as well. Just Karen continuing to jiggle, spotted out by
Insta-kill.
Clean and simple.
Just have KOs jumping around corners with knives.
Entire flank, which is quite lovely. 5 to 9. We'll see if these carried over rifles will do something.
It's going to be a great. It's going to be a great bonus. Do they want to get rid of the Marshal and buy an Outlaw? You know, 2 people light armor.
But it can still be deadly in the right hands. May only 2 away from the Blade Storm. So overall, the economic setup quite good for DFM, but still a little ways to go as Gen.G is ahead by 4 rounds. Once again, with the double controllers, DFM wanting to make sure they absolutely control mid first before they start to work the map.
True that. Still back into it. A little bit of a spam in towards A though, just in case with the smoke that far up front. So just to check, not Gen.G not quite giving out too many reactions just yet.
Yeah, but an early drone as well to
make
like
it
really
look like
that's what I thought
might happen.
Pushing,
so yeah, we can keep an eye on that.
So Gen.G,
two people you can one-shot.
You constantly see Karon jump peeking in mid.
Got a high-low setup over towards A.
Do we have to push out from
this
somewhere?
would get annihilated if they wanted to do a fast A. Obviously, KO flash pop, and then KO flash pop.
DFM, they might even use this
May
to play it as
gonna have his knives for next round, no matter what.
Put that pressure over by the
Dude, everybody Utah's hunting the Gen.G players.
Interested.
Actually, that's wrong. It's the other way
though,
around.
Shark
96 with the prime. Thank you with the 3 months.
Down to 40 seconds now. Gen.G are starting to think like, are they towards mid? Are they towards A? Because we're not seeing anything around B.
Cool is to go over towards A. Do they search for the? Do they search for the kills, or do they just flash pop? Oh god! Oh, they shot the knife. Okay, there's a chance. Yeah, and he's got to leave sight. And then we're splitting over towards here. Oh, dude, they get a free sight and a plant.
Towards A heaven as well. It just blocks so much of it off. The only thing that Gen.G can play
no
now
smoke
is
for
from spawn, from security, and that's not good enough.
For a bit.
It's gonna be the spike down for DFM.
May holding close. He loves that spot already. Has quite a few highlights.
He should choose spawn to smoke.
You still have GenG over by Vents as well. The first mission is going to be May, and Munchkin gets it with a slow creep out. Art's ready on the other side. They still have good angles, but a full flash against Gen shuts him down, and Munchkin.
Yeah, they know he's heaven. Dude, look at the HPs. Oh my, 10, 46, 35. There were some close duels here.
And Gen.G will go up to 10.
Must have seen him just as that smoke started to bloom. You would have thought that DFM had the right setup, right?
It's hard. You want them to prioritize here, but they have no smoke to get here.
Gen.G's that sharp, they peeked out at the out of spawn. They found players, and also taking that fight out to bridge. Like it just broke so much of DFM's post-plant positions off. Munchkin, I mean, how on earth was he able to go on such a tear?
Oh yeah, spots him right at the end as well. And I think the really, really clever choice that Munchkin makes here is to go through contact. You're not throwing any of that util, because once you lose sight of back sight, the crossfires and the anti-flash becomes a lot easier.
Oh, it's good damage. It could have been worse though.
So just going in with
or
contact,
better, depending on who support, obviously.
And that's how they catch May off guard.
Yeah, playing it safe and tight with the rest of the team. Typical Gen.G style. Very strong on the retake, and now DFM.
Okay, this is nice for Gen.G.
Work their way across the map once again. Nothing outside of A. It's been smoked off.
I mean, did he see him at the end there?
All up towards B.
So A just being emptied out. They have the tripwires just to check how deep the enemies come through.
Oh.
Now drone goes deep. Texture, they know that he's trapped, but who else is on the site? Well, Munchkin down.
Good luck,
no
Texture.
bodyguard for Texture.
You gotta kill everyone.
Here comes the flying drone in May with the blades out.
Uses his dash to, oh my goodness, uses his dash to get out of that.
The attack already slowed down. Texture trying to spade through. He gets Akame as well. And the spike still yet to be delivered onto the site. Two members guarding each other in Gen.G. Texture on for 3. Can he get the 4th? No, well, Karen's already gonna go for it. Jinbeng shuts down Texture, but it's only Jinbeng left who makes it a 1v2.
He was stuck all the way towards the back lines, and with that, he was able to find
Texture,
who was hunting for kills.
A rare bless on that.
As well.
He pretty much did kill everyone.
Right up from behind, undetected. So there is a chance at thwarting Jinbeng.
I mean, he's got a plant here.
Spike plant. Karen keeping himself tucked away as well.
This is tough because you do have to just go for the plant. It's just too much distance for you to cover to try to get a kill first. He needs to try to isolate the 1v1s.
Ooh,
he has no idea that Yeoman's already through. The timing from Yeoman is perfect as he brings yet another round for Gen.G.
Yeah, I thought about it but had no idea. And I wonder if Karen actually made a slight bit of movement just to bring the attention back to him.
He might have baited.
He knew that at least Karen was
definitely
right up
might have baited and we didn't hear it.
That's what Jinbeng was more worried about. That said, though, all said and done, it is a score that is now 11-5. One successful round, a couple of successful rounds from Gen.G, and that's all it took to bring them to this huge lead. And it starts off with Texture.
I mean, Texture almost on for the 4K again. Eventually gets shut down, but it delays so much. I mean, the spike eventually not planted until Jinbeng picks it up.
Truly. So it just bears noting that DFM does need a lot more information to work off of, but right now Texture straight inside the smoke.
Has he tanked no bullets there? He tanked one right at the end.
Shot through to May instead.
That's wild.
A little bit of their own
they spam like 90 bullets basically to get him one hit, and then he just goes for like what, 6-7 bullets and insta pops one. And okay.
Perhaps underestimating their
opponents
maybe,
just
a bit, expecting them to shy away from the fight.
Maybe thinking there wasn't going to be this many numbers here.
Well, They're gonna have to pay
kind of
the
messed
price
up,
for it
no?
now. It's 2-on-4. Gen maybe down a
They might have to save
bit
as well.
HP, but it's not the worst thing in the world for DFM, and they will continue to scout and check things out with that drone.
Oh.
Karen hears footsteps.
Oh.
Yeah, he knows he just has to fight it, so he's going to hold a further out off angle, waits for both targets. He's nice and calm, good for 3, a triple for Karon. A 1v1
How's he done that?
setup for Foxy
And
9.
Foxy is here so early.
He hears the footsteps,
Oh
and that's
no,
all
they got
he needs
2v4'd,
for the
bro.
confidence to drop down
They got
and bring Gen.G
2v4'd.
to map point.
You talked about Karen needing to step up for the team, to take matters into his own hands, and this is just that. Look at how he holds the angle. It was probably should have been an unwinnable scenario
Karen,
for
he owned
Gen.G,
it.
given how
He
everything
owned
on
it.
towards
No
mid was
doubt
just
about it.
completely broken apart, but he gets the first kill. Goes
Yeah,
for
he
the
dinks
big
the
sidestep
second guy
towards
with the
right,
first kill as well.
Continues to reposition. Those 3 kills gave all the value to
Yeah,
Gen.G
as soon as I
in this
saw the
round.
spacing on the through the wall, I was like, oh boy.
Deeper into the corner as well, just making sure he can find more than one target, because that's what he needed. And that is going to bring this to 12-5. 7 chances for Gen.G, everything in the world, but DFM, everything now on the line. There comes the ultimate, trying to find a target. It eventually does onto Foxy 9. That's all the Cypher Utah also taken down.
Oh my god.
Cosmic Divide, Karon, he jumps
Oh my god,
above
there's
it.
someone next to him.
Yeah, May got an
There's someone
inkling of it.
next to him in the
Maybe heard it right
smoke.
at the end.
Holding hands.
Right around the smoke. I mean, that is where May would like to be as well, to hold off the angle in towards spawn. But now that the smokes have gone off, he's going to get off of it and in towards a safer position right underneath Heaven to check for the angles.
And they tried to go for contact again. Gravity Well comes out, and this time DFM's ready for a GN at a wider angle. So DFM keeping track of what
Good
has
reply.
worked for Gen.G.
Gen.G, no money on this one. They got to eco.
6 more times in a row is the big question.
Yeah, it's just the fact that it's a
this
long,
round was, quite a bit of
long
a
road.
paced play. They had the Cosmic Divide, they had the smokes, they had the Hunter's Fury to allow them to get into sight. And of course, May as well, who was so quick to get himself perched up top on the boxes. So that was truly the key for DFM in the round, but it's a play that can't be repeated too much given their ultimate stuff now. I think Akame at least is sitting on the null command though, so maybe that is a slight moment of reprieve for DFM, but for Gen.G, you just caught a glimpse of that. They got 5 ultimates.
Oh.
No guns, but 5 ultimates.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
honestly,
surely
if
they
you
would.
get a
Surely
first
they
kill,
don't use the
maybe
alternate
you use them
eco.
all,
Like
but if
texture
not,
for
happy
sure.
to spend it on the next round.
Maybe if they
See
get a
what you can
kill,
do in
it
this
gets a
one
little bit
with
tempting.
the just 1 rifle on Yeoman. Lane Storm will be used right away, so that gives a little bit more firepower for Gen.G to work with.
Okay, mid smoked off as well.
So Gen.G, they just want to make sure that they keep some control of mid. That way they can rotate a bit faster and they don't have to rely on a complete gamble stack early on without too much information. Obviously coming in with just pistols, they want to try to hold on to their util until they need to fight. So they will just keep Yeoman for a little bit more information. He needs to keep a good timer on that smoke. Dart comes out from very close. Yeah, Art should know that that's coming straight out of vent.
Immediately drones, so that is a little bit of a tell for Yeoman as well.
Yeah, but there's no one looking to trade for Yeoman. So DFM, they will continue to creep back up. Yeoman, if he can find a good timing, if he can find that kill, he can't quite get it. He has to shy away, but that means B-site now in danger. There's the no command, everything offline. Foxy 9 just waiting on timing. He's been shut down, he's been pushed back with that fragment, and that leaves Karon.
And honestly, Art's kind of in trouble as well.
Sheriff in hand, perfect.
Oh, what?
in the world is that? May still trying to recover things for his team.
Oh no, he tried to pick him up. Oh god, they're putting the ults into it.
This might be how it ends. Akame's still down. Spike now recovered. They want to try to get something going. May set up for the kill, but May, can he stay alive long enough? No, it is Texture.
Okay, nicely done from Gen.G on
but
this.
It starts with Karon, a headshot in the smoke.
I mean, the snowball on attack and then just the individuals. DFM had to clean up this defense.
They break apart DFM's winning streak on the map of Abyss. Down to it all
They
in
lost
the
way too many
final
rounds.
round where